Testing 1, 2, 3. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, feds and degenerates, cuckolds of all ages. It's that time once again. You're tuned into Mild's Culture Plate. I am your host, Mild Kevin Miles, and it is Saturday, September 21st, 2024, Batman Day. Folks, it's Batman Day. And I'm going to be a little honest here. I haven't been having a very good week. I've had a pretty rough week, self-esteem wise. My job has just sucked, and my personal life has kind of sucked too. So let me just start out by throwing that disclaimer out. I'm not going to be drinking alcohol today because, quite frankly, yeah, it's not a good idea to drink alcohol when you're feeling like this. So got a little bit of water, a little bit, not a whole lot, probably not enough for the show. But anyway, so I've been out doing Batman Day stuff like all day. Went to comic shops, went and caught a movie, got stuck in traffic. And yeah, I haven't really been able to do a lot of research. So hey, I figured I'd do a little bit of ranting. Do a little bit of ranting, and maybe we could browse Google News together. Maybe we could browse some of the news together. See what these news outlets think is important for you folks to know. And folks, if you have a story you want me to talk about, feel free to come in the chat and bring it up. Like if there's a topic that you think I'm missing out on, because I'm going to be honest, I don't spend nearly the amount of time on Twitter I used to spend. Quite frankly, it's literally too fucking depressing. I mean, all of the just nonstop nitpicking over every little aspect of this presidential election is just a little bit depressing to me. I do I do follow some conspiracy content. Sanglin86 says, feed a fever, drown a cold. That's backwards. Welcome, Sanglin86. Good seeing you in the chat. Love having you here. You always put me in a good mood, man. You always have funny stuff. Yep. So, how you folks doing? How you folks doing? It's just been like everyone I know is literally complaining about their job, literally complaining about the economy. Uh, I I'm a man child, right? I spend my life doing shit that children do. I read comic books. I go to theme parks and ride roller coasters. I go watch cartoon movies at the movie theater, right? I I I I try my best to just not complain so goddamn much about every little aspect of my life. But I feel like this is what our society has become. In the little bit of show prep I was trying to do, I figured maybe I could find a funny TikTok. And quite literally every TikTok video I found that was talking about relationships or talking about, interpersonal things, talking about communities. And let me go ahead and take that banner down here to get rid of that ticker. Sorry about that. But every single TikTok I could find, it was either someone complaining about their relationship, complaining about their job, complaining about people in public, complaining about Karens, or it was completely the opposite. It was people staging fake videos about how awesome their life is, how their car is amazing, their girlfriend's amazing, their boyfriend's amazing. And it's like we never get to see genuine interest on platforms like TikTok. We never genuinely get to see people be excited about the good things that are going for them, or the little things in life, the little victories we have. You know, I kind of get excited when like my aunt posts that like her fuel points made her save like $1.60 in a gallon of gas, right? The little victories. Don't get me wrong, the big victories matter too. right? If you got a loved one that just beat cancer, just got a checkup and none of the cancer cells came back. You got a loved one like that, fucking give them a shout out in my chat. You got somebody who's got the big victory, right? Give them a shout out in the chat. If anyone out there, you just got a promotion, your career's going well, but not like so well that, oh, look, my career, I don't have to do anything at work and I eat at a salad bar every day, free salad bar at my work and just, sit on my ass. No, I'm talking about the people who work hard and get what they deserve. You got a big victory like that? Let me know in the chat. You ain't got to put a bunch of details about yourself out there, but just let me know. I worked hard. Someone recognized it. Loved one beat cancer. I beat cancer. Shit. Just give me something. Give me something positive that's not bullshit. Something you deserved. Something someone deserved. That's what I'm dying to hear. But no, TikTok and Twitter and YouTube, they're literally designed to make us hate each other. I swear to God. And now here I am complaining to you folks that the internet sucks. It just sucks. Anyway, sorry. I don't mean to be the Karen. I don't mean to be complaining, but here's the thing. I really thought about not going live today because I knew I was just going to be a fucking bummer and a downer, but hopefully that's not going to stop you folks from, like I said, give me some good news. Give me something. Anyway, let's get into Google News. Let's get into the bad news, right? Let's get into the bad news. Present share screen. Let's get into Google News. Google News. Okay. Your briefing Saturday, September 21st. First off, I'm just going to click US. I don't give a shit about the wars right now. FBI boards a ship at the Port of Baltimore. Okay, there's another ship from the Singaporean company from the first bridge that struck first ship that struck the bridge. Okay. Cards Against Humanity sues SpaceX, saying it trespassed on Texas land. Okay. Singling A6 says, yes, yeah, old news now, but Nick got his kids back. Yeah, and I did give him a shout out when that happened. Yeah. Cheers to the Ricada family for having their kids back home. And of course, as always, my nose hasn't been running all day until I get on camera. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Pregnancy deaths skyrocket in Texas after abortion ban. Bullshit. I'm calling bullshit. Arizona High Court rules 98,000 people whose citizenship hadn't been... Oh, so this was the story we covered the other day. Let's go ahead and look at the PBS version. Hadn't been confirmed, can vote in state and local races. Oh, God. Here we go. They didn't get their citizenship confirmed, but they get to vote. Gotta love it. A judge is killed, a sheriff is charged, and a prosecutor recuses themselves from case in Kentucky. Should I cover this one? Let's look into this one. Let's look at the AP's version here. Kentucky sheriff charged of killing judge at courthouse. Preliminary investigation indicates Sheriff Sean M. Stein shot Judge Kevin Mullins multiple times following an argument inside the courthouse, according to state police. Mullins, who held the judgeship for 15 years, died at the scene, and Stein surrendered without incident. The fatal shooting sent shockwaves through a tight-knit Appalachian town and county seat of government with about 1,700 residents located about 145 miles southeast of Lexington. Lead prosecutor Butler described an outpouring of sympathy as he recused himself and his office from investigations in the shooting, citing social and family ties to Mullins. We all know each other here. Anyone from Letcher County would tell you that Judge Mullen and I married sisters and that we have children who are first cousins but act like siblings, Butler said in a statement from his office. For that reason, among others, I've already taken steps to recuse myself and my entire office. Kentucky Attorney General Russell Coleman said his office will collaborate with the Commonwealth's attorney in the region as special prosecutors in the criminal case. We will investigate and pursue justice, Coleman said on social media. Okay, so there was a brief lockdown. Yeah, it doesn't say what led to the shooting, so we're going to have to keep an eye out in Kentucky for more information on that one. All right, what else we got on Google News? Last meal of death row inmate. Yeah, I don't care. I don't care about his last meal. North Carolina houses collapse. Okay. Zelensky to appeal to Biden's legacy and plea to lift Ukraine weapons limits. Zelensky hopes to meet Donald Trump next week. Okay. William Barber and faith leaders coming to Springfield, Ohio. Oh, okay. Van Jones commends Harris for letting her guard down with Oprah. Oh my God. Oh, they're going to fluff her over that interview. That interview sucked, man. She babbled. All of the questions she asked, she just did not answer. And yet, again, the dumbed down masses are going to think she did an amazing job. There's the whole Secret Service investigation. NYPD shot a man armed with knife and protests erupt. Well, if he had a knife, I don't get it. Nebraska voting rules. Republicans are trying to change it. Another day ending in Y, folks. Zelensky, more Zelensky long-range missile stuff. Florida deputy accidentally shot his girlfriend while dry firing his gun. Oh, killed her too. Oh my God. Mm. Mm-mm-mm. Crisis for Seattle schools. Option schools model. Da-da-da. Yep. Trying to do too much with school funding. Mother of Appalachia school shooting suspect charged with elder abuse, tying her mother to a chair. Oh, shit. You know, this goes back to anti-abortion movement is now divided and worried as election nears. Okay, so this is going to be they're trying to say the pro-life movement is divided between states' rights people and national ban people, which they're kind of right, but I don't think it's not divided. It's look, it's where you think the government should be involved. And you know what? As far as I'm concerned, we won, right? It's up to the states. And now, instead of trying to push for a federal ban, just fix it on the state level and you'll be fine. Lost cat makes 900-mile journey back home to California from Yellowstone. Okay. I mean, for God's sakes. Okay, so yeah, let me rant about this for a minute. Because I don't even need to read this. I know what they're talking about. They're talking about the states' rights people versus the federal ban people. And I'm telling you, federal ban people, you don't need a federal ban. Just ban it in all 50 states. There are enough pro-life people in every state that if you got them organized, you could ban it in every state. I say that living in a state where we weren't organized and we got our constitutional amendment overturned. And now we essentially have Roe versus Wade in the state of Kansas. Our election didn't go the way it should have went, but that's just it. All of the resources you focus on the federal government level and trying to persuade politicians and trying to persuade candidates like Donald Trump that a federal ban is the way to go. No. Take that money and pump it into conservative and swing states. And boom, you'll eventually meet your goal of 50 states. Okay, so in his hometown, Trump's alleged would-be assassin acted like he was above the law, camped out for 12 hours. Yeah, these are all things we've been hearing. Thousands turn out in Fairfax County for the first day of early voting in Virginia. Early voting begins in Minnesota, South Dakota, and Virginia. So, folks, go cast your ballots if you live in those states. Huh. Human remains in Kentucky positively identified as the Kentucky highway shooter. Body found near exit 49. That's interesting. Been hearing about the Kentucky shooter, and then they said they found a body, and boom, turned out to be him. Wonder if he took himself out or somebody. He shot at somebody and they shot back. More Secret Service. That Secret Service thing, to me, yes, we need congressional investigations as to what happened in the two shootings, but passing a bill. I mean, where was this bill when Bobby Kennedy was screaming and demanding, like, hey, why does the Biden administration want me to die? Secondly, A6 says, I would be fine with a cigarette style warning signs on abortion clinics and abortion pills. Yeah, but the problem with that is, like, we're at a point now in our country where everyone knows cigarettes kill people and everyone knows that abortions kill babies. The problem isn't with the warning. The problem is who's the warning coming from and how do they get to word the warning, right? Like if you're going to put a warning on abortion pills, are you going to be able to list all the side effects? Are you going to be able to list all the downsides? Because I mean, quite frankly, every woman who's going to have one already knows the main thing that's going to happen, right? That's why they're there. They don't care. They don't care that a life is being taken. Trump's shutdown push falls flat with Republicans. What? Oh, House votes to reject GOP bill to avert government shutdown. Fuck it, shut it down. What? Why are Republicans pushing back on this? Like everything. Now, don't get me wrong. I don't want to see like mailmen starve or whatever. But you're working for the federal government. You kind of gotta understand that this shit could happen. A lot of the money, look, my career is dependent on federal government funding. I'm not gonna lie. It's scary to me, but you know what? I put plenty in savings in case some shit happens. Voter registration spiking amongst youngsters. Yeah, this is. I think this is just propaganda because youngsters like Kamala. Yeah, whatever. Oh, do we believe Newsweek reporting on polls about the Pennsylvania presidential election? And that's it. That we are okay. So our news feed is shit. Our news feed is shit. Okay, let me do this. I'll do this. I do have some content that I can talk about. Let me find it. So what's been going viral on Twitter is this where is it? Oh great. Now I can't find the link to it. This weird white dude for Harris. Okay, on Jubilee. Probably gonna get copy claimed on YouTube. Oh dear God, where the fuck is it? Videos. Oh my God. I'm just gonna go to fucking YouTube. This is ridiculous. Usually you can find something in an easy Google search, but yeah, no, not anymore. No, Google, here we go. Boom, it pops right up in my recommended feeds. Oh my God. Oh my God. And look, maybe it's okay, so maybe just maybe it's because I just Googled it. And Google's part of YouTube, but I swear to God, on my alternate Google account that I wasn't even logged into. Oh my God. No, I DuckDuckGo'd it. It wasn't even on Google. Look at this, folks. Look, check this shit out. The video I'm looking for. Boom. Recommended. And this account, this YouTube account I'm using, is an alternate account that I have literally never watched a single video on. I've literally never logged in. I logged in on it today because I was going to open it up to test some things. I clicked the shorts button. I clicked pause on the first video. I started the stream because I thought maybe I'd check out some shorts. This video is like 2 hours long, by the way. This video is like 2 fucking hours long. Here's the thing, there's a lot of viral clips of this. There's a lot of viral clips of this all over Twitter. So I was gonna try to find it and just click a couple random points in it and point out how this guy argues. Because that's one thing we like to do on this channel is to talk about logical fallacies, talk about false ways to argue, false narratives. And oh my God, this girl here, there's a clip of this girl here. Let me just bring that up because I covered. If you follow me on Twitter, you already know what I'm going to say. You already know what I'm going to say. So let me just cover that real quick. Here you go.
Kamala Harris would be a much better president than Donald Trump. Welcome in.
Hi.
Hi. So do you mind if I give you my reasons why I think that Harris would be a better president?
If you want.
Yeah, so there's two main categorical reasons why I say Harris would be better than Trump.
Two categories.
The first category is character.
First
the second
category is character.
policy.
So here we go. We're talking about character. So we're starting off with character.
Trump is a felon. Trump is a fraudster. Trump is an election denier. He's a dictator on day one, wannabe fascist. Okay. Kamala Harris is none of those. Kamala Harris wants to protect and preserve democracy. She wants to fight for the freedoms of all Americans, especially the 170 million.
Okay, but we're not a democracy. We're a republic.
And then we can reference policy next. If you want to respond to character, go for it. If you want me to hop straight into policy, I can do that too.
Well,
Okay, he literally just asked her to start with character, to start with the character of the individual. Right?
with character, I technically do not think she's a good person. Speaking of which, if we're bringing up stuff from the past, we can say she slept with Willie Brown, broke up a family just to get her job. And while she was there, she used a firm that was putting people in jail that had false positives on drug tests. And she knew they had false positives. She admitted to that. And she was still putting.
Okay, so you notice, like, this false positive thing, fucking super important, especially to left-wing voters. It should be super fucking important. But let's see what he does.
Mainly Black and brown people in jail, considering I'm both. That is very much a big issue for me. And also that a woman shouldn't represent, they should just sleep to the top for their job. They should actually work hard for it. I generally don't think that she's a good representative. There's plenty of other women out there.
Yeah, I have a question. How many votes did she get in a run for AG? Do you know? How many votes did she get in a
We're
run?
talking about character, though.
Of course.
We'll talk about and morals. And if we're mentioning character and morals here, she's clearly not a good person.
Okay, I'm responding to your
just
claim.
like you had mentioned all that stuff about Trump, which could be true.
I'm
She's
referencing your claim that
and a family.
I'm referencing your claim that she slept to the top. How many votes did she get when she was running for AG and
Okay, but look, again, so here's the thing. She started off by saying she slept with a guy for a job, right? So this idea, see, he's taken so then she followed up by saying slept her way to the top. And so he's debunking this irrelevant part of what she said. Right? The character part is that she's willing to mix sexual activity and career networking. Whether or not it was the influential part of her getting the job or not is irrelevant to her character. Irrelevant, right? You're focusing on some irrelevant part of the fact that she mixed sexual activity with her professional life. That's character. That's what you asked for.
DA in the state of California.
But that has nothing to do with the fact
it does. She got 4.5 million votes in total. 80 million for her run for AG or DA. I don't remember which one. And then 4.4 million for the other one. I have a question. You're saying that she slept her way to the top. How many of those 4.5 million people that voted for her did she have to sleep with?
It doesn't matter.
Well, obviously we're in California and
here's the thing. You on the left, he literally just talked about threats to democracy and talked about saving democracy. Kamala Harris wants to save democracy. You want to talk about democracy. You folks on the left, you focus so much on democracy. Well, one of the biggest problems I have with democracy is democracy isn't very democratic at all. Democracy is a mainstream media who gets to control what people hear about candidates and therefore shape how they think about them. You on the left were whining for years that Donald Trump had Russian propagandists spreading misinformation on the internet and therefore influencing people with mistruths to vote a certain way or not vote a certain way. You had the New York Post get censored when they tried to report on Hunter Biden's laptop because they didn't want it to affect the election. So you have what essentially is a populace that votes the way the media tells them to vote, and they're not educated, informed voters. So you want to talk about, well, how many of those 4.6 million did she have to sleep with? All she has to sleep with is one person influential enough to put out the right propaganda to get people to vote her way. And whether or not that was Willie Brown, I'm not making the argument that person was Willie Brown. I'm not. But the fact that she mixed sexual activity and her professional life, that is sleeping your way to the top. Whether or not it gets you to the top is irrelevant. Anyway.
This is pretty corrupt, but to say that she needed the votes of most people that matter, which is the person she slept with, could actually overturn and hide these votes just like they did with the election. But
listen, the idea that women
See, now she's getting into election theft, and you're never going to win people over. You're never going to win an argument with leftists talking about stolen elections. I wish they would fucking honestly come to the table and have that conversation. But they're just going to say you're crazy and move on, and that's essentially what he's doing now. And now watch what he does. Now remember, the basis of the conversation is character. And now watch what he does.
women have to sleep with men to get into positions
And that's
of power
exactly what she
is
did.
a misogynistic lie. One moment.
She's saying that
A misogynistic lie.
Do you mind if I finish talking real quick?
we have to open our legs to get jobs. That's exactly how she used it.
Do you mind if I just finish talking real quick? Also, I would like to finish out this conversation. There's a lot of red flags up, though. So saying that women have to sleep with men to get into positions of power is a misogynistic lie. What
I
you are
didn't say
doing...
that. She just did that.
One moment.
That's what she represents.
What you are
That's all I'm
doing...
saying, guys.
Okay, now wait a minute. We just went through this Me Too movement where there were people who were literally men who were literally called to the table and called out for being sexually inappropriate with their subordinates. We have heard this feminist trope, and now it's being called a misogynistic lie. It's been a feminist trope for years that men in power have sexually mistreated their subordinates. And now you're saying it's a misogynistic lie? Okay, but anyway, that's getting off the point. The point I'm trying to make here is he started off by saying he wants examples of character. And now that she's given him an example of character, mind you, they're not even debating. He refused to even interact with the possibility that her putting black men in jail based off of incorrect evidence, exonerating evidence, and still put black men in jail. He won't even engage with that aspect of her character. But you dare mention a woman's sexuality, and now all of a sudden, oh, no, you shouldn't talk about that part of her character because it's misogynistic.
What you are doing is you are taking Kamala Harris, you are taking her character, you are taking her proposed policy, you are taking her intelligence, and you're taking her wisdom, and you're throwing it out of the window. Because when you say that the only reason she's in her position...
So, again, all of the things you listed about Trump, right? His reported sexual activity, his alleged sexual activity, you focused on it and not his intelligence, not his policy. Now all of a sudden you care about intelligence and policy when you started this thing off talking about character.
Position of power today is because she slept with a man that had been legally divorced for 3 years is a lie. She got 4.5 million votes to get into AG and DA and slept with 0 of them. The question I have for you,
you don't know
is how
that,
do you feel
though.
about Donald
Do you know
Trump?
that? No.
Okay,
absolutely
so
not.
you think that she slept with 4.5 million people to get in her position of power?
But the one
Wait,
person that
are
she
you
did
serious?
was the most important person.
Did you just say that she had to sleep with 4.5 million
No,
people?
I didn't say that. I said that she slept.
Again, this agree and amplify. Agree and amplify. Oh, you agree. No, she said you can't prove she didn't sleep with any voter. She didn't sleep with any people who could have gotten her up to the top. You can't say that. And this assumption that you have to sleep with 4.3 million people in order to get them to vote for you. Well, that may be the way you think on the left. This idea that you can't like anyone that you're not having sex with. Pretty leftist.
Was one of the most relevant people to get her job.
What was his name?
Get in. Willie Brown.
And how
I
did
just said
sleeping
that.
with Willie Brown get her the 4.5 million votes in a run for AG&DA?
Because he was in the same position she needed to get.
But we have civil and electoral processes. We are a constitutional
honor
republic
those?
with democratic processes. Yes, I do.
You think they honor those? Yes, I do. Okay, well, then there you go. There's the point of disagreement. There's the point of disagreement. You trust the system The same leftist who says the system is broken by white men and all these things, you trust that system. Anyway, so there's that. Fuck it. Let's do Love Don't Judge. Y'all ready to do Love Don't Judge? Let's do Love Don't Judge. We got a pretty long one today. Hopefully, there will be plenty to rant about. All right, folks, here we go. So anyone that might be new here, I don't know how many folks we got watching. Let me go look on Rumble here. There's 20 views, but 7 watching currently. Okay, so cool. 7 of you out there. Feel free to come in and say hello if you want to. And anyone watching on demand later, good seeing you out there. So yeah, anyone new here, not familiar with the Love Does Admonish segment, we're gonna go. Let me go ahead and put up the little brand thing on there. Take the overlay down. Okay, so the Love Does Admonish segment, we watch this YouTube channel called Love Don't Judge, where people in unique relationships talk about the hate that they get, and we here at Mild's Culture Plate, we examine whether or not they deserve some of that hate. Because they don't think they do. They don't think they deserve judgment. So, love may not judge, but it does admonish. So here we go. Men pay me to control them. Love don't judge. Now, this one I think might be unique because I don't think she's advocating that she's in a relationship that actually includes love. But I don't know. I could be wrong about that. Let's watch.
This is Marley. She fell in love with
Marley
controlling men's money.
She fell in love with money. Oh, yeah. Okay, so yeah, the love of money. Don't judge the love of money. I can already tell you, I'm already judging you very harshly, and I think God is as well.
What to do? I have a client that sent me $1,000 to be unblocked. 2 hours later, he sent $2,500.
Marley has clients who paid to do her household.
Wait, dude sent $3,500 to this wildebeest just to not be blocked on social media.
Chores.
She gives me time.
Look, here's the thing. Here's what fucking fascinates me. I'm fucking poor. I'm broke. Like, I'm a broke ass motherfucker. I don't drive a good car. I work hard for my money. And I'm cheap as hell. I tip well, but I'm cheap as hell. I'll go for the cheap shit, right? I've got a lot of poor people habits. I use coupons, right? I'll use coupons. But so it just fascinates me to see how many thirsty dudes have this much fucking money to throw around to titties on the internet.
As I like to enjoy to do that.
95% of my clients are white men. As a Black woman, I see my work as reparations.
But less obedient people
My
on
work-
social media think that what Marley is doing is
Oh, that's fucking gold. My work is reparations. Are you spreading it around the Black community? Right? Who makes your jewelry? Is it Black folks? Who makes your clothes? Is it Black folks? Right? Are you shopping at the Asian hair supply company?
wrong.
I was gonna have this white on a leash. Next thing I know, this just was like blowing up, going crazy. There was some like people in my inbox calling me the N-word.
Reverse slavery,
saying,
N-word?
You should be on a white man's leash.
White man's leash. Oh,
So
God.
I wake up in the morning, I go to
Oh my God, if I say what I wanted to say right now, I would be banned from YouTube. Findom's not a plug nickel. All right.
see what men have sent money overnight, what men are inquiring about sending me money. They send me cash, they run my errands, they clean my apartment. Everything that I want in life, these men are there waiting hand and foot. My name is Mistress Marley.
Oh, you got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me, Sanglant. That can't be true. Ugly dude. Where can I where like I would never do it, but like is there a website where I could just give people negative attention for money? Like I could do that all day.
I am a woman.
I mean, here's the thing. I'm sick of receiving negative attention. So I could just take all the whining I see other people and I could just dump it on one fucking person. Like that I would be good at. Like you're responsible for all the rain in the Kansas City area today. You're responsible for making God cry and getting the Royals game delayed. By the way, shout out to my new Royals hat, by the way. It was on sale. It's from the 4th of July. It was on clearance.
That takes money from men. They pay me just to be around me, just to speak to me. Who's gonna send me
Just
money
to be
today?
around me and
I'm
speak.
going out shopping. I need to be
Okay, let's be fucking clear here. Let's be crystal fucking clear here. They are not paying money to be around you or speak to you. They're paying money to be around a pair of titties and a vagina. Oh my God, where is that meme? Where is that? There's the whole painting where the chick's got the tits laying on the ground next to her and the waist area laying on the ground next to her. That's what men are paying you for.
reimbursed. So boys, if you're watching this, make yourself useful. Send to my Cash App. I don't need to pay for anything when I go out today. Everything is funded by you. I own your wallet, as you know. I started this work fresh out of grad school. I took on a corporate job, but I felt like the job I wasn't really.
So Sanglant, I gotta go back to this. Are ugly women talking to these ugly dudes this way? Like, I don't understand the need for attention, the need for love, the need for just another human to contact is so fucking strong right now. Oh my God. So here's the thing. I didn't want to talk about politics that much on today's show. So I went into Reddit's relationship subreddit or the dating subreddit. And oh my God, I clicked on 3 of them and I got so even more depressed than I have been. Like, I was like, yeah, this isn't going to do it. I can't cover this shit on my show because it's too depressing. The need for human contact right now is so strong. And yet the message we hear, right? The message we get, and don't get me wrong, it's not an improper message, but the message we get from our mainstream, the message we get from social media is that we've become so closed off socially from the world. Like, don't get me wrong. Don't come up to the urinal while I'm standing at the urinal and try to talk to me. Like, that's fucking creepy. Believe it or not, it's happened to me a lot more recently. Like, I don't know why dudes just think it's okay to talk to a random stranger at the urinal. Like, they see my Royals hat and want to, hey, how about that race for the wild card? No. Not while my penis is in my hand. But it's like if I'm standing in line at the barbecue joint and we're all standing in line and you overhear a couple people talking, like it's okay to say something then. It's okay to engage them in conversation about sports or about the weather or about, if you're at a grocery store and you see somebody buying something you like to eat and you like to prepare it a certain unique way and you found a really tasty fucking way, feel free to just let them know. But that's just it. People do that and then they get all shy and weird on you and they want to run from you. And that's okay. Let them run. Like if someone's weird about that, let them run. But we don't interact anymore as humans. We walk around with blinders on like the rest of the universe don't exist. We're our first person shooter and everyone else is NPCs. We're the first person character of our RPG. And when we go into a store, we're just there and the shop owner and fuck everyone else. Don't get me wrong. There's a certain amount of that is healthy for a society. Like, oh my God. I went to a gas station the other day, and it was rush hour. It was lunchtime. There were dozens of dudes trying to get in and get the fuck out. And there's this older lady with her lottery tickets, and she's asking the cashier about his kids. She's asking the cashier what he's going to do this weekend. OMG. Anyway, back to this chick and her insanity.
Really making any money from it. I was having a lot of anxiety. So out of curiosity, I just went online and I searched up how to make money online as a woman. Webcamming came up, but I wasn't really into webcam.
Oh shit. Oh shit. No, you didn't. You did not. That's gotta be a fucking lie. No, who goes on Google and asks that question? Like, literally, the second part is the first part of the question. How to make money is to be a woman online. Like, all you literally have to do is have titties and a vagina and be online with a feminine voice. All you have to do is not look like a cave troll. The problem is how to make money as a self-respecting woman online. That's the problem. Is because, again, it's a pair of tits and a vagina and a voice and sometimes feet, right? They don't want to know you, the person. They don't want to know what drives you. They don't want to know how kind your heart is or your spirit. Some might, but that's not why they're giving you money. No one pays for love. They pay for attention and affection, or what they think is affection, and you give them a semblance of that, a shred of that. You make them horny.
And I stumbled upon so many women that were pretty much having clients send them money for existing. I'm here now 6 years later. This client, for example, is saying I'm going to empty his bank accounts. That's like a fun little thing we like to say. The ones that just like to talk and they haven't sent any money, I kind of just ignore them.
So it's role playing?
The first amount of money that I ever got
No,
from
it's
a
not
man,
role playing.
well,
You are going to empty his bank
and
account.
I had posted my receipt online, like reimburse my meal is $50. And then someone randomly sent me $50. And I was like, this is real. When I got that first.
Oh my God. So I've been seeing this trend at a lot of these restaurants where now they have, it's instead of having the place to sign, like instead of giving a credit card and them running it, they just have a little QR code at the bottom. Are these women just sending the QR code and being like, someone pay for my dinner? Is that what's, oh man, oh my God.
First send, I was like, okay, I need to take this more seriously. The biggest amount I've ever received from one client in an hour was $5,000. Every day is different for me. For instance, I have a client that sent me $1,000 to be unblocked. He wasn't living up to my standards. He was getting on my nerves, but still felt like he needed to be blocked. So then,
folks, it has taken me 8 months to save $5,000 for a down payment on a car. And some dude gave that to this woman for an hour of fake role play attention. Oh my God.
2 hours later, he sent $2,500 and says, I will do better. But he might get blocked again because he's not doing better. We don't thank our clients for sending money. They know they're supposed to send that money to me. I'm not thanking them for something that they're supposed to do. In total, I've probably had over 500 men send me money.
Not saying thank you. Not even saying thank you.
Weekly.
Oh my
and then
God.
Yearly, anywhere of $100K and up. And then you'll have some clients that will come to you and tell you directly what they're looking for. Like, I want to run your errands. I want to clean your apartment. So today I have Beta coming over. He's going to give me money for pretty much taking care of whatever I need done around the house today.
Wait. This dude's
Beta,
going to clean, do your house chores and pay you to do it.
Hello, Mr. Smart.
Come in.
Thank you.
Today you're going to be cleaning my kitchen, so you can take that stuff over to the kitchen.
Okay.
Move quickly.
Thank you. She gives me a task. I like to enjoy to do that. Everybody has some limits, and she respects that.
So what have you been doing in your free time? Been thinking of how you're going to serve me?
That sounds like a certain
Louder.
accent.
Yes, mistress.
Right, as you should. The cleaner my house, the better I feel. Faster, faster, faster. I don't have all day. Go. Compliment me.
It looks wonderful.
Tell me how beautiful I am.
You are looking gorgeous, mistress.
I know, it's an honor to serve me, isn't it?
Yes, mistress.
Exactly. I never feel like I'm taking advantage of Beta because anything that happens between
What
us, I
in
always
the
communicate ahead of
fuck?
time. I always like to ask in advance, what's your schedule for the week? In what capacity can you serve me this week? Make sure I establish boundaries with the client. All right, move. Let me see now.
Okay, but wait a minute. Those are boundaries for you. But you have to understand that the resources and time you're taking from these men, like, they could eventually improve themselves to have a healthy relationship with somebody. Jesus fucking Christ. We are fucking so doomed.
No. All right, that's much better. This is mutually beneficial because we're both getting something out of the arrangement.
Sometimes I feel that this
Oh
is
God,
the
no.
purpose of my life, that I need to do service for women.
No, I don't think I could.
Especially for the
I don't think I
for
could.
Mr. Smalley. Yes.
Again, going back to the conversation about Kamala Harris and character, like, no, the kind of person, like, I don't even want to monopolize my own partner's time. Like, this is half the reason I consider myself polyamorous. Like, I need my free time, you take your free time. Like, we don't need to be fucking the entire existence of one another. And so the idea that I'm going to take someone's time and resources for a minute amount of attention and try to make them purposefully feel like shit so that they'll give me more, like, I was just kidding. Like, I might look into it, but yeah, there's something to this I don't think I'll ever understand.
So I enjoy myself a lot.
What do you give Beta as a reward?
A
I mean, as a
reward.
reward, he gets to be in my presence. Beta, I need a foot rest. My feet hurt.
Thank you, Mrs.
Good boy. I feel like a big reward too is like he gets to be around all these powerful
Now,
women.
is this dude getting a hard on
Just
because
being able to
her feet
reward
is
him
on
by
him?
having him in spaces where he can also thrive too, as a man that likes to be controlled.
I feel safe with her. That if anything goes wrong, she's always there for me to protect me.
You did a good job.
Thank you, Mrs.
I'll have you back next week. You can leave now.
Thank you, Mrs. Goodbye, Mrs.
Bye.
Thank you.
He's gonna go home and beat off, isn't he?
I have this bag of great little things. This right here is very important to me. So this was the first ever tool that I bought when I first started. And it has my name on it. And then it also has reparations on the back. 95% of my clients are white men. I've had men that say, you know, I want to pay you for what my race did. As a Black woman, I see my work as reparations because it is. The money that I make from this, I'm some way, somehow always giving back to my community. I've done like backpack
That was the
drives,
question
I've done,
I wanted
holiday
answered.
drives,
I'm
and that's why I
glad.
just like to include it in my work. This is a video that went viral of me at
I'm
homecoming.
glad all this money just
I had to
isn't
let them know
going
that's
on
not
her
my sugar daddy.
fucking
That's a
fashion.
client that pays for that. The client had reached out and he was like, you know, I want to be walked on your leash at your homecoming. I went to a historically Black college. So like I knew it was going to be like all Black people there and I was going to have this white on a leash. Next thing I know, this
Wait a
just
minute.
was like blowing up, going crazy. And there were some like people in my inbox like calling me the N-word,
Yeah.
saying
Yeah.
you should be on a white man's leash.
Yeah, doing this shit
One
in
person
public.
was like, it's one thing to do this at home with somebody you would care about. It's another to humiliate an old man. I'm like, you guys don't
Yeah.
understand that he reached out to me. The client also loved it. Like I have a conversation with him where he was saying,
I don't think that matters one bit. I don't think that matters one bit. If I had an African American woman reach out to me wanting to be whipped in public, I don't do that in public. That is insane. Oh my God.
I loved being on your leash. You were bomb yesterday. There's valid concerns in like my client state of mind. There are some
Yes.
potential clients I've had in the past that messaged me and I could tell they were not mentally in a good space. I think it's better to ask questions.
Hard
than just
limits,
assume.
folks. Hard
A lot of
limits.
the criticism I
You-
get
she
back
was
is that
just
I'm
talking about
advantage.
healthy
I'm
boundaries a
taking
few
from them
minutes
because they
ago.
don't know anything else. You figure out what they can afford through conversation. So like if you have that client that can only send for like coffee or like breakfast, you pretty much know like that's what they can afford. The judgment in the beginning when I first started was a lot because I wasn't used to being at the forefront, being so public facing. It's to the point now where it's like I really don't care.
Yeah,
They're still
the
going to have their
public
opinion.
facing,
At the end of the
that's the
day,
problem.
it's not going to change. So the best thing I could do at that time for my mental health was just block them. I also make money by throwing educational events for women that want to get into this type of thing.
Oh, okay.
Hi, ladies. I'm Mistress Marley, and today I'm going to be giving you the top 3 tips on how to get men from money. Get men from money. That's a new one. I throw them all over the world. So women come together, we network, we learn how to do this work safely. Are you more sadistic? Are you more powerful? Are you more nurturing? You need to figure out who you are in this space. There have been like comments surrounding like, am I promoting something dangerous? Okay. That's why I'm really, really big on teaching about safety, teaching about vetting each client.
BDSM,
the warnings that I like to give women coming into this industry is not to have unrealistic expectations, because some of them come in and they think they're going to make $5,000 their first day, and it's not always like that. Another warning I like to give too is to just be careful about who you're speaking to. There are some men that will try to scam you, making sure you're not giving out any personal information, anything that can be identifying, just really protecting yourself. I feel very empowered by the work that I do. There were times in college and undergrad where I was like in a relationship. I felt like I was being controlled.
Okay, so again, not to yuck someone's yum, but the issue here is she's talking about taking it public. She's talking about educating other women how to do this and publicizing that education. She's got a Patreon. It's again, it's the public versus the private, right? If you have a website that's sort of inward facing, that you're not like super promoting on mainstream websites. Like, I don't promote my show on other people's shit, right? My channel is its own little corner of the internet. You folks find me, cool. I may throw a link up on Twitter, but I don't often spread the word about my show because I'm not trying to have normies come in here. Look, normies, if you show up and you see this video, hey, good to have you here. Understand, I'm not making this content for your average normie. I'm making this content for an audience, and I post it in places where I think that audience is going to be. But this idea that she's reaching out to women and trying to get them on board is part of the issue. The part where she's going to a college homecoming and putting this on display for people is troubling. And again, what you're saying here, you know, the funny memes that come out of this community. Like I said, she was talking about healthy boundaries. I don't think that's for her to decide what someone else's boundaries might be.
So taking my power back from that.
She talks about how to do it, her own end of it safely, but you got to kind of continually ask, is my audience safe? And are the people who are paying
feel empowered just helping others?
And I don't doubt that she asks those questions and she tries to make sure that, but again, at some point you got to ask the personal life questions, like, why are you doing this?
Women, they just feel so great.
And look, don't get me wrong. This is, to me, this is the other side of the coin from prostitution. I wouldn't buy a hooker. Guys, don't buy hookers. A lot of it's sex trafficking, pimps. A lot of it's dangerous, violent shit with violent people. No blowjob is worth someone else getting their fucking throat slit or getting beat the fuck up that night. If the money dries up, then so does the market. I want to see both of these industries dry up. I mean, if you're a person who makes money on sex work, more power to you. If you can find a way to do it in a healthy way, more power to you. But honestly, I would rather see these industries dry up than to continue to see the kind of things that happen.
Right after they leave, like, I did something today. I told a man what to do and he did it for me and I didn't feel guilty after. A lot of women feel guilty of asking men to do things that benefit them. My ultimate message to other women about my work is just take back the power in your life. You only have one life to live.
So the guilt comes from having a one-sided relationship. And again, if you were in a relationship where you were being abused and felt like a love slave, yeah, that's kind of why you don't do things like this.
Just move around like you got it going on, because we do have it going on as women. I'm headed to the dungeon to control men some more for the rest of the night.
Okay, so she does dungeoning too.
We're here. We're about to enter the dungeon.
I got
This
no
is where
problem with
everything
dungeons,
happens.
right?
There's certain things that we
Dungeons are like to me, it's like me going to the theme park, right? You're going to a place built for safety with rules, and you're visiting someone for a service experience, right? And honestly, hey, when I was talking about sex work, like brothels, okay, if the brothels are regulated, the girls sign up and are employed, like this is why these kind of things need to be more legal, more out in the open. But just, hey, someone messaged me on a website and I'm going to take their fucking money. That shit's dangerous. So Sango says the meme origins need to be mocked. I vaguely remember one guy saying his car was repossessed because he gave a hoe his car payment. Holy shit. Folks, this is exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. When you're willing to do without, when you're willing to put your kids without, this is just like gambling or anything else. Like, be careful with your money, folks. If you have so much money that you need to give it away to someone who's providing something for either for you or for your community. I mean, look at fucking Elon Musk. I don't necessarily agree with all the things Elon Musk has his hands in, but he has so much money he doesn't know what to do with it. So he buys Twitter, tries to free Twitter. He tries to send rockets to space. He tries to put chips in people's brains so that paraplegics can move their arms again. Now, I don't like the brain chip thing myself, but it is what it is. Hopefully it does help paraplegics.
using here, but of course I can't show you because you have to pay for that. The backgrounds of these women that
You
come
have
here
to pay
vary.
for
So
that.
some of them are CEOs, some of them work on Wall Street, doctors, educators, police officers. Most of the men do have jobs where they're in high positions of power, and they come to see people like us so they can just get rid of that power, even if it's just for an hour. I don't like to date clients. I like men that are going to take the lead, and a lot of people find
You see, I don't buy that. I don't buy that because there's too many boss bitches out there. Like, just get a girlfriend who's a boss bitch. You have enough money. It attracts money-hungry boss bitches. Like, you don't need this because you can get this from about 60% of women out there right now. Just get a woman with kids. She'll yell at you all day. Go find a single mom.
To be ironic, but when I'm in my personal relationships, I like dating alpha males. On the first date, I will tell them what I do. Sometimes it takes some explaining. I do want a long-term relationship, so I want to get married. I want to have children. I want
good
something
luck.
definitely separate from the lifestyle and what I do. I can see myself doing this job till I'm 80, 90 years old, being
Okay, so here we go. I want a love, a real love. I want a long-term relationship separate from what I do. Then the question is, would you stop doing this for the right guy? Would you let one of your clients fall in love with you and pursue an actual relationship with one of these guys who worships you? And leave this lifestyle? That's a question. And of course, the very next thing out of her mouth, I could see myself doing this till I'm 90. So probably not.
really old, like, give me your money, like in the nursing home.
And I'm just saying, for the kind of alpha guy she's talking about, this is probably a deal breaker. Probably. Again, I don't know. There's probably guys out there that are cool with it. Hey, as long as you're making money. But 9 times out of 10, yeah, if a guy wants a serious relationship, the fact that you're giving other men sexual gratification and attention is going to be a deal breaker in a serious relationship.
Or something like that. This lifestyle has been able to make a better life for myself. I've been able to give myself that creative freedom
power
to just
to
not
you.
feel like I'm, behind bars or just locked in a box. To people who judge me, I pretty much just say, judge all you want. The money's still hitting my account the same.
Yep. The money's going to hit your account the same. And again, you don't have a long-term partner. You don't have someone who genuinely loves you. I do, and I feel very blessed. I have children. They don't currently love me very much, but you know what? I have felt fulfilled with their love. I have felt that love, and I can guarantee that has been a much better human emotion that I have experienced several times with the people who love me than the feeling you feel when another $1,000 hits your bank account. Anyway, that was Love Does Admonish. So again, you're watching Miles Culture Plate. Again, sorry we had sort of a uncharacteristically unprepared show today. Like I said, I was caught up doing Batman Day stuff most of the day. Got myself in a traffic jam trying to get back from Kansas City. And yeah, I just, again, want to stress the importance of just connecting with random people in your life. Like just say hello to people. Just say hello to people. Don't bug people while they're working. Don't harass people if they look like they're in a hurry. If someone's just stopping into the convenience store to get a coffee, don't try to hang them up. But, just kind of go out. And if it looks like someone's just chilling the fuck out somewhere, reading an interesting book, or laughing at something on their phone. Now, granted, might be none of your business, but if they put their phone down, they look around, look at you, make eye contact with you, just say, hi, how's it going? It doesn't have to be a romantic thing. Doesn't have to be about attention. They could be the ugliest person in the world. It could be a fucking homeless bum, right? Asking you if you have a cigarette. Just redirect that conversation to, no, I ain't got a cigarette. I don't really smoke, but how's your day been, man? You never know. A conversation like that could really change a person's view of how hateful this world is. Because it is hateful. It's a fucking hate-filled world. Like I started off the show saying TikTok, YouTube's it's all just, and even my channel right here, it's all just fucking people complaining. Like as many people that come through my chat, and Sanglant, I love you very much, dude. And all the people that come to my chat, Apocryphal World Records, Cool Frog, Great Liquor. If I didn't say your name, it's not because I don't like you. It's just because those were the first four names at the very tippy top of my brain at this very moment. I know there's a lot more of you that I could just sit here and list all night, but I'm not going to do that. I love y'all, but I also don't know shit about you and your personal life and your personal struggles and the shit you go through. Then we get to talking about parasocial relationships. I overshare my experiences. I overshare my life. And I hope you folks don't take that as some sort of window into my soul. We don't know each other, and it's okay. But we should know to some degree that we're all human beings. We all have good in us. Hey, there's Great Liquor. Lurking, bro. Yeah. Cheers and welcome. Anyway, yeah. I don't know anything about Great Liquor's life. I don't need to. I'm just a random weirdo on the internet with some ideas. And hopefully I have good enough ideas for you folks to listen to them a couple hours a week, 6 p.m. Central, Wednesdays and Saturdays, right here, same bat time, same bat channel. And if that ever changes, you could find information about that on the social media down in the description. Follow me on those social media channels to find that stuff out. As far as the next show, hey man, at this point, you got to follow me on social media because I can't promise to do every show for a while. Like I said, I'm really going through a little bit of a bout of self-esteem and depression. I'm not gonna lie. I'm keeping my head up. I'm working hard. I'm I'm on this diet again. I'm on this diet that just makes me grumpy. But I'm looking for the good things in life, and hopefully that's what my channel might transform into. Is where I've found little solaces and good things that make me feel good about my self-esteem. I'm not going to be one of those gym bro channels that tell you how nice my workout was or how nice my meal was, and you should eat this very specific weirdo fucking diet. I'm not going to turn my channel into that. But yeah, I might tell you folks about some interesting conversations I've had recently. Um, I may not reveal personal details about who I'm having these kinds of conversations with, but just know that, I get out, I talk to people. This is why I've been on social media less. This is why sometimes I'm late and ill prepared for my show because I'm going out and living life and trying to find other people who are out living their life and not just people who are out drinking or partying. I want to meet people. I want to hear their stories. Nick Rekieta gave that advice. Like, look, if you're a dude who just sits in your fucking basement all the time and you feel like the world's an evil place, just get out and talk to people. Buy someone a drink and ask them who they are. And while definitely I don't take a lot of Nick Rekieta's advice because, quite frankly, I don't want to wind up like Nick Rekieta. I do think that's good advice. I think that is good advice. Just have conversations with people. Just ask them about their day. Ask them what's going on. And 9 times out of 10, you're going to get some generic, unknown answer. But sometimes you'll get that person who just wants an ear and is willing to overshare and tell their story. And you might be able to find a reason to connect with those people. So until next time, folks, here at Miles Culture Plate, Mild Kevin Miles saying, take care of yourselves and each other. Outlast those haters. Don't get any on you. And if you do, rub that shit in real good. See you hopefully this Wednesday, 6 p.m. Central. Have a good weekend, everybody. Let's get to partying. Good night.